I'm Eluo, and this is, after a long time of planning, meaning to and procrastinating over it, my first world building related video, or video overall, regarding my huge world building project called Origins. I've been working on it for years now, but I really wanted to have something to actually show people. Hence, now I'm working on a website, transferring my current Obsidian wiki there. And actually visualizing and presenting things to you, the people. I'm really excited about it, but also a bit scared, as you can probably hear from my voice. But without further ado, let me introduce you to the first thing that I got inspired to manifest into it now. My own spin on Ihtiriekko from Finnish mythos. In Origins, Ihtiriekko is a child that has been murdered, usually right after birth by either of the parents. Hence, the newly formed soul of the child has been left to haunt the living. Ihtiriekko can sometimes be confused with Liekkiä, which is a bit similar in appearance, and which I will introduce you to later. Usually, Ihtiriekko haunts the area near its former home, feeling a pull towards its biological parents and the area it was buried in. It is said that Ihtiriekko is born in secret, killed in secret, and buried in secret. It has been said that Ihtiriekko is a bastard child, who the mother killed to keep a secret, a relationship still a secret. Hence the child could not be buried into a graveyard, but rather had to be buried into a shallow grave near the house or in the forest. Of course, this is not always the case. In Origins, I didn't want to stick to Ihtiriekko's traditional Christian vs pagan background, and wanted to make it more rooted into the Finnish mythos. I have had the base design in my mind for some time now, and have made an earlier version of it, but decided that now was the time to actually make a neater version of it, while working on the wiki. I started with some basic sketches to get into the proper groove and a warm-up. But before this, I had gathered some preliminary references, as you can see on my PureRef board there. In addition to those, I kept Google and Pinterest open on another tab to fetch whatever I needed, and then when I had a nice thumbnail, I got to actual drawing. Ihtiriekko's appear to resemble the body they had. As such, some can still be very fetus-like, some can more resemble a newborn. Oldest child killing to result into Ihtiriekko has been a little less than 2-year-old child, so it is unknown if there is any actual hard age limit for Ihtiriekko's creation. Overall, Ihtiriekko's head appears swollen, eyes bulging out of the skull and slack-jawed. They can have semblances of how they were killed, for example a noose around their neck, or appearing wet if they have been drowned. Some are just floating heads, but they might also have a shriveled body just hanging around attached to them. Ihtiriekko's are usually surrounded and engulfed in a ghostly fire, and its color can range from pure white to deep blue. The flame flickers quietly as Ihtiriekko moves, but if it's antagonized or starts haunting, this flame can brighten and amplify. In most cases, Ihtiriekko is just a head, but when it focuses on a target and concentrates, its ghostly body can also appear. I'm a big fan of horror, and you will see similar horror elements in several designs in Origins. I've lately been leaning more into body horror and folk horror, but will try not to railroad myself too much. Stylized and cozy things are needed sometimes too. The sounds that Ihtiriekko makes can be identified as silent weeping and general baby and toddler-like noises, sometimes even laughing. When it haunts, it can let out harrowing screeches and cries. Ihtiriekko cannot physically harm anyone, but it can petrify someone to an extent with its screech. If touched or otherwise physically contacted, it can transfer its death's physical memories to the touched. They can feel like they're drowning, buried alive or similar, and it is possible to die of shock due to this. They can also accidentally lead travelers astray, as they might wander around aimlessly around their burial site, and travelers can confuse their light to usually helpful liekkes. Most believe that first Ihtiriekos were created by Yumi, as he once, during a famine, saw two people killing all the newborns in a village to save up on food. At first, Yumi thought that it was sad, but justified, so that others could live. But as the killers continued, Yumi appeared to them and created Ihtiriekos to hunt the individuals. The Ihtiriekos haunted these individuals until they grew mad from being constantly followed by them and finally took their own lives. Thus, the unjust felt by Yumi rooted his Ihtiriekos syntysana to these actions. Bear in mind that the Ihtiriekos and whatever they say are not actually the children themselves. They are twisted versions of the feelings of Yumi and life that has been unjustly cut short. One way to get rid of Ihtiriekko is to find the body and bury it properly, usually by tietäjä, knower or a priest, or to, for example, burn the corpse. On the contrary to popular belief, exposing the parents of an Ihtiriekko actually does absolutely nothing, and if these individuals die, Ihtiriekko will just stay haunting the area close to its body. Ihtiriekko will eventually die out naturally, if its body is completely destroyed or after it has decomposed into nothing. I hope you enjoyed watching this process of designing an Ihtiriekko. I know I did some word dropping here, such as tietäjä, syntysana and Yumi, that have already been established in the world, but I hope that I'll get to introduce these all to you. Now that the first and hardest video is out of the way, I hope that I can make the next one a bit faster than what it actually took to make this one. But in any case, I'm LOO, Worldbuilding Origins, and I bid you all a very good day. Moi moi!